I'm Shavaun Scott, and I've been a psychotherapist for 30 years. On this channel, I respond to viewer questions on everything related to psychology and relationships. Today, I'm discussing problems with trust. If you enjoy this video, please like it and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Today's question came in from a young man who said, "I don't trust my girlfriend, and I don't know what to do. Can you help?" The issue of trust is often a problem for couples, and I'm going to address it from two different angles: the person who doesn't trust their partner and the partner who isn't trusted. I'm going to give three separate scenarios, but let me make a point about trust first. Trust is essential in mature functional relationships. It's foundational. Without trust, the relationship is going to be in constant trouble. But trust should never be given foolishly. It's earned in a relationship when we observe consistent patterns of behavior that are trustworthy, when people are honest, when people are consistent, when people don't conceal things or keep secrets. When a person's behavior matches their words, when they're open, honest, and self-disclosing, they have earned our trust. It doesn't sound complicated, but it is very complicated. Let me give you the first example. In this case, something is going on. A relationship gets off to a great start. Partners may bond quickly, say all the right things, and the trust seems to come easy. But over time, your gut starts to tell you that you're noticing inconsistencies, lies, or deception by omission. An example of deception by omission is perhaps your partner takes a day off work, but leaves you to believe they're working, and you only find out later when a friend tells you they spotted your partner out at a restaurant or bar with an old flame. Or there may be money disappearing from your bank account with no good explanation, and that money is supposed to be there. When you confront your partner, they deny any wrongdoing, deny being deceptive, and tell you you're crazy for doubting them. That's called gaslighting. Or they may feign remorse, plead temporary poor judgment, and promise never to do it again. These are red flags that you may be with a manipulative partner, and you'd be foolish to trust this person. I always say, believe the behavior, not the words. And if you find yourself with a manipulative partner and there's objective evidence that reality is not what you're being told, it's time to evaluate if this relationship is where you should be. Lying and deception are a sign of poor character and underlying personality problems. And it's not likely that this is going to get better, despite promises your partner may make. Couples counseling cannot fix character problems. If you notice this pattern in your relationship, it's time for deep reflection about your future. A partner who has a pattern of dishonesty is not likely to change. You'll never have peace and feel able to relax and to trust. Are you willing to accept that this is the price you will pay for being together? If you need help sorting this out, seeing a therapist can be helpful with that. Now, case number two is very different. In this scenario, one partner is chronically suspicious of the other, even though there's not any evidence of deception or manipulation going on. In these cases, the suspicious person tends to be focused on fears that their partner will be sexually unfaithful. Jealousy and paranoia are core themes, and over time, the suspicious, jealous person feels increasingly territorial about their partner and starts trying to control their behavior in a variety of ways. They make unfounded accusations. They make attempts to surveil or stalk. They try to control what their partner wears, where they go, what family and friends they associate with. And often the partner gives in to these demands in order to try to keep them happy. But it doesn't work. Over time, the jealous partner becomes increasingly controlling and often verbally or even physically abusive, or makes threats of self-harm in order to manipulate. Now, we can say that these kinds of relationships exist on a continuum, from mildly controlling to extremely controlling. And on the extreme end, they become dangerous. There are a number of factors that fuel them. Now, the first factor for the jealous partner may be extreme insecurity about oneself and whether or not you're worthy as a human being. Some people have very fragile self-esteem and live with a great deal of self-hatred. Because they feel so flawed, they can never allow themselves to believe that another person loves and values them. even though they may hide this under a guise of superiority and grandiosity. Now, this person will have a pattern of behaving like this in previous relationships because the problems are internal and it lies in their ways of perceiving and interpreting reality. It has everything to do with their own personality, not the relationship partner. Another possible factor may be that the jealous person is projecting. They may not believe their partner will be faithful to them because they are engaging in unfaithful behavior or they're thinking about it. And if they're preoccupied with thoughts of fooling around, they assume their partner is too. This is a difficult problem to resolve, and in many cases, it can't be resolved, particularly if there is verbal or physical abuse in the relationship. If you find yourself with a jealous, abusive, or violent partner, please reach out for help through the Domestic Violence Hotline. The number is 800-799-7233. Now, the third scenario I'm describing is what I call relationships with high trauma and high drama. And these are high conflict couples where both engage in patterns of deception, there are frequent accusations, and volatile fights. One or both partners may be emotionally, physically, or sexually abusive, and often substance abuse is going on. The only thing you can trust about this couple is that both will behave badly, and this is a terrible home for children to grow up in. They often have repeated breakups and get back together again, and their family and friends breathe a sigh of relief when they're apart. While there are therapists who specialize in working with high conflict couples, change does not come easy, and both partners will need extensive work on themselves and learn how to manage their emotions constructively. They need to commit to personal growth, and that's a long-term commitment that will likely require individual therapy for both, as well as couples counseling. One thing we can say with certainty is that whatever personal psychological baggage we carry, it will show up in our relationships. Feelings exist for reasons, and we need to understand them. Sometimes emotions are grounded in the present reality, but sometimes they stem from the past. And this is exactly the kind of work that psychotherapists help people with. If you're experiencing trust problems in your relationship and don't know what to do, reach out for help. If you recognize yourself as a jealous, suspicious partner and you want to change, find a therapist to work with and make a commitment to personal growth. You can't create a satisfying, stable relationship without the foundations that lead to trust.